Namaste Krishna Bhutale Śrīmad Prabhupada Padmane Gaudesh Vakasartha Dhamma Bhakti Vaishna Namaste. Hare Krishna, everyone. Wow, what a wonderful Kirtan and what a wonderful darshan we have. It's beautiful. Shri Radha Vallabh. They are looking so beautiful. Especially the garland is so beautiful. Nice. It is all by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, Guru Parampara, that we are here. It's very auspicious for us that we are attending this Śrīmad Bhāgavatam reading. So let us continue. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare. जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र श्री श्रीमती देवांग्रेश्वर गुरुदेव की जय। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र श्री श्रीमती देवांग्रेस एसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। ISKCON एंड बीबीडी फाउंडर-आचार्य श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र श्री श्रीमती देवांग्रेश श्रील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरदास ठाकुर की जय। श्री गोस्वामी की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिगोधन की जय। श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। श्री मायापुर धाम की जय। श्री नवदीप धाम की जय। श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा मैया की जय। यमुना मैया की जय। तुलसी देवी की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। श्याम वेद भक्त वृंद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि बोल। All glories to somebody devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to somebody devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to somebody devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Guru ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. By the mercy of Shri Guru and Shri Prabhupada and Parampara and Shri Shri Radha Vallabh, we are continuing our reading of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. This is Canto 10. The Samam Bonam, the Supreme Person of Godhead, Krishna. And chapter 8, that is Lord Krishna shows the universal form. And today we are covering text 6. Tvam hi brahmavidam shrestha samskaran kartumarasi balayo anyo nrinam janmana brahmanah guru tvam hi brahmavidam shrestha samskaran kartum arhasi balayor anayor nrinam janmana brahmano guru tvam hi brahmavidan shrestha sanskaran kartum arhasi balayor anayor nrinam janmana brahmano guru tvam hi brahmavidam shrestha sanskaram kartum arhasi balayor anayor nrinam Na janmana brahmano guru. Tvam hi brahma vidam shrestha. Sanskaran kartum arhasi. Balayor anayor ninam. Janmana brahmano guru. Tvam hi brahmana vidam shrestha. Samskaran kartum arhasi. Balayor anayor ninam. Janmana brahmano guru. Tvam hi brahma vidam shrestha. Sanskaran kartum arhasi. Balayor anayor ninam. Janmana brahmano guru. Tvam hi brahma vidam shrestha. Sanskaran kartum arhasi. Balayor anayor ninam. Janmana brahmano guru. Mataji. Tvam hi brahma vidam shrestha. Samskaran kartum arhasi. Balayor anayor ninam. Janmana brahmano guru. Tvam hi brahma vidam shrestha. Samskaran kartum arhasi. Balayor anayor ninam. Janmana brahmano guru. Tvam hi brahma vidam shrestha. Samskaran kartum arhasi. Balayor anayor ninam. Janmana brahmano guru. Thank you. Tvam, Your Holiness. He indeed, Brahma Vidan, of all Brahmanas, or persons who understand what is Brahman. Shrestha, you are the best. Sanskaran, ceremonies performed for reformation. Because by these reformatory activities, one takes one's second birth. Dvija. Sanskaran bhavet dvija. Yes. Kartu arhasi. Because you have kindly come here. Kindly execute. Balayo, of these two sons, Krishna and Balaram. Anayo, of both of them. Nrinam, not only of them, but of all human society. Janmana, as soon as he takes birth. Brahmana, immediately the Brahmana becomes Guru, the guide. Translation purports by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. Guru Parampara ki Jai. Translation. My Lord, you are the best of the Brahmanas, especially because you are fully aware of the Jyoti Shastra, the astrological science. Therefore, you are naturally the spiritual master of every human being. This being so, since you have kindly come to my house, kindly execute the reformatory activities for my both sons. Purport. The Supreme Person of Godhead, Krishna, says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verse 13, Chaturvanyam maya shrishta guna karma vibhagasaha. The four varnas, that is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Sudra, must be present in society. The Brahmanas are required for the guidance of the whole society. If there is no such institution as Varnashram Dharma, and if human society has no such guide as the Brahmanas, human society will be hellish. In Kali Yuga, especially at the present moment, there is no such thing as a real Brahmana, and therefore society is in chaotic condition. Formerly, there were qualified Brahmanas, but at present, although there are certainly persons who think themselves a Brahmana, they actually have no ability to guide society. The Krishna conscious movement is therefore very much eager to reintroduce the Varnashram system into human society so that those who are bewildered or less intelligent will be able to take guidance from the qualified Brahmanas. Brahmanas mean Vaishnava. After one becomes Brahmana, the next stage of development in human society is to become a Vaishnava. People in general must be guided to the destination or goal of life, and therefore they must understand Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The whole society or the whole system of Vedic knowledge is based on this principle, but people have lost the clue. Nate vidu sartha gatim hi Vishnum, and they are simply pursuing sense gratification, with the risk of gliding down to a lower grade of life. Mrityu sansara vartmani. It does not matter whether one is born a Brahmana or not. No one is born as a Brahmana. Everyone is born as Shudra. But by the guidance of a Brahmana or by sanskar, one becomes Dvija, twice born, and then gradually becomes a Brahmana. Brahmanism is not a system meant to create a monopoly for a particular class of men. Everyone should be educated so as to become a Brahmana. At least there must be an opportunity to allow everyone to attain the destination of life. Regardless of whether one is born in a Brahmana family, a Kshatriya family, or a Shudra family, one may be guided by a proper Brahmana and be promoted to the highest platform of being a Vaishnava. Thus, the Krishna conscious movement affords an opportunity to develop the right destiny for human society. Nanda Maharaj took advantage of the opportunity of Garga Muni's presence by requesting him to perform the necessary reformatory activities for his sons to guide them towards the destination of life. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gnananjana Shalaka Chakshrumitam Yena Tashmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamasya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamasya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagadapate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpadarupasya kripa sindhupa evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vacham pangam lyangyate yatkipatam bhavate Shri Guru Dinatarinam. Hare Krishna. Wow. So, Gargamuni is here, the wonderful spiritual master, as he says here, Guru. So, just a little background that Krishna has appeared, Balaram has appeared at the house or at the ashram of Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda. Of course, Rohini Mata is also there. They have appeared. In between, we saw the pastimes of Putana and Trinavarta. But then, after a few days, there is a ceremony. Of course, here, I don't know what's the legal standard. Within 3 days or something, you have to give your name, child's name, a newborn child's name to legal system. Or maybe it's higher, I don't know. But here, we can see that starting from the first verse, Vasudeva, he knows that Krishna appeared to him. He is the father. So, and also Balaramji. So he knows. And then for his sons, that is Krishna and Balaram, he desired that the name giving ceremony be happen by Garga Muni. So, because he is the priest or he is the guru of this dynasty, especially Yadu dynasty. So he kindly requested, and here he says requested. You can't tell your guru, do this, right? So we may humbly request. Some devotees, they also do. They bring their children in front of, or they write email, and then they receive the name, right? Of course, it's not obliged that guru has to do it. He may say no. But out of genuine love, care, they may do it. So here he requested that if you can please, because it's not like taking a car, whether it's a electric car or a petrol car or diesel car, it's not like that okay, you put a cell and then you reach there. No, you have to walk. Or you take maybe horse ride, right? So it's a long distance. So he requested, if you can please go there and do the name giving ceremony to my sons, Krishna and Balaram. So he understood. So he was very happy as well. Deep within, he was very happy. And of course, this Muni or these spiritual masters or those who are very learned in the scriptures, they understand who is Krishna, who these two personalities are. And here the next verse, I think 4th or 5th verse says that they are so thorough in Jyotish Shastra. Jyotish Shastra is like astrology, like planets and then nakshatras and everywhere. So because whatever activities we are doing, the suns and moon and all these planets, they are watching. The stars, nakshatras and these 7 sages, they are all watching. They are the witness for our activities. Of course, Krishna rewards accordingly. But then he doesn't do it. Rather, he also calls for these witnesses. That did you see that as well, what I saw? He desired this way, or he acted this way, and they will say, yes, sir. Yes, my Lord. He did it that way. So then they will say, okay. So he came. He was very happy deep within. But then he didn't express his happiness. He contented, like within his heart. Rather, he came forward, and then we will see, I'm not going to disclose much, but in the next verse, we will see that he says that, yes, I'm here, but you remember, I am the guru of this Yadu dynasty, and if I name them, then Kans will understand that, oh, maybe there is some relationship, and then he may approach Krishna Balaram to kill them. So he did it so nicely in the sense. So here, in the beginning, previous ones was talking about astrological, that is Jyotish. And here also, the word is written sanskaran. You are shrestha. Brahma Vidan Shrestha Sanskaran. So the first line, it says, oh my Lord, you are the best of the Brahmanas. Especially because you are fully aware of here it says Jyotish Shastra, but then from the verse perspective, it's like sanskaras. You know the intricacies of different impressions or reformatory processes, which we all do, we should do. So you are very expert in it, that. So kindly please. So he welcomed, and this is the first learning we can see. This is the first learning we can see, that the way Nanda Maharaj welcomed him. Especially when Guru comes to your house, ashram, or some devotees, they come, then the way you have to welcome. And sometimes, even though you may be not in a position to welcome them, but then somehow they appear to grace you, to bless you, then you welcome them. And how you welcome them? Of course, you may seat them, that please be seated. But most importantly, I think here it says that he glorified him. That you are the Shrestha, you are the best of Brahmanas. You are the best of the Brahmanas, and you know the science of reformatory process, sanskaran. So then, he was very jubilant. And he considered that as soon as he has arrived, now the auspiciousness will come in my house or to my children. The auspiciousness will come. So this is the etiquette, this is what we should follow in our ISKCON as well. Especially in our small little society, compared to this huge human society, how many devotees we have? Very limited. We have so many communities, so many, groups. Even in WhatsApp, we have so many groups, and Facebook, and so many other communities. Within a workplace, we have so many sub-teams. And what we have is a big team, that is International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So, this is how we should welcome each other. From deep within, from deep our heart, we should have that nice tendency to welcome, see each other's good qualities and welcome them. And we should be mindful how we are acting as well, so that others are willing to welcome us. Okay, so that was one point. And then second point is sanskaras, that is impressions or reformatory processes. Why they are important? They are important because this is giving us a deep impression in our heart, in our consciousness, that this is something special, this is something better than the normal way of eating, sleeping, mating and defending. Right? This is better. So, starting with the first sanskara, of course, there are 10 reformatory processes, but then here the name-giving ceremony is described, or it will be described. So, starting with Garbhadan, because the impressions, the impressions the husband and wife will have, and that with that impressions they will have union, they will unite, and that kind of impressions will fructify. So as much as we can do, the best way is we follow this spiritual path. We take the shelter of Guru, Krishna, and then we have this Garbhadan Sanskar. And then child is born, and that is also ceremony. And especially in these reformatory processes, what happens? The most important thing is Dan. You remember Vasudevji, as soon as Krishna appeared, Vasudevji, even though he is in jail, he desired that, okay, let everyone be happy. I will distribute these many cows. And Nanda Maharaj also thought the same, that let me distribute so many cows. And actually he did it, right? So that dan, giving, sharing that joy with others is important. So this is second part of the reformatory processes, sanskara. And that sanskaras, here he says, that impression, the purification happens at 3 levels, especially gross level, that is we purify our body through different, paraphernalia, especially taking shower, wiping our body, putting on nice fresh clothes, and then Vaishnava Tilak, considering that this is a temple, right? And higher than that, that is our intelligence, our false ego, and our thoughts, that is mind, we have to purify. So that means the more we think about Krishna, the more Krishna conscious we become, then all these 3, intelligence also, it's not that everything has to depend on our intelligence. Some things we can depend on our intelligence, but higher perspective is depend on Krishna. That is the finer impressions we should take to our heart, that I depend on Krishna, my intelligence, because that's what Krishna says. Sarvasya chaham hridishinameta mata smriti gnanam apohanam cha. I give you the knowledge, intelligence and forgetfulness, whatever you demand, right? So that is that, and the final impressions or the purificatory process for us, the highest level is purifying our soul. That is Cheto Darpana Marjanam, Bhavamaha Davagni Nirvapanam, Shreya Karva Chandrika Vitranam, Vidyavadu Jivanam, Anandam Buddhivardhanam, Pratipadam Purnamritam Swadam, Sarvatma Snapanam, Parama Vijate, Sri Krishna Sankirtanam, Sri Krishna Sankirtanam, chanting the holy name of Lord. We have a wonderful kirtan this morning. So that kind of kirtan should go on and on and on in our heart. Especially when we are doing japa. I mean, I read it out to you. This is what I came across very nicely, because my spiritual master also responded, and then I searched further and I came across this Prabhupada's wonderful instruction or guidance for chanting japa. So first I read it out, my spiritual master, what he says when I wrote, related to Dhruva Maharaj. So he said, by sincerely begging Krishna to give it to you. When we chant Hare Krishna, we are begging Radha and Krishna to bless us with pure bhakti. Focus on the quality of your utterance. Do not chant mechanically. Chant feelingly. This is the key. This will bestow all perfections. This was my spiritual master to me. And now, Srila Prabhupada, he wrote to this wonderful devotee, Vallabha Prabhu. We have Radha Vallabha. Oh, actually, it's Radha Vallabha Prabhu. So we have Radha Vallabha. Prabhupada writes, chanting japa should be done early in the morning with full concentration, preferably during the Brahma Muhurat time. Concentrate fully on the sound vibration of the mantra, pronouncing each name distinctly, and gradually your speed in chanting will increase naturally. Do not worry so much about chanting fast. The most important thing is hearing. Right? So this is the highest level of purificatory process or impressions or sanskara for us, that is chanting Hare Krishna so nicely. So this is what the sanskaras, and especially the name giving. Why? Because whatever name we give, that name we will recite again and again throughout the whole life. Right? If we name Tom, Jerry, whatever, and whatever other names, even in India, so many other names are there. Right? If we name that way, then what will happen? We are reciting that name, that impressions is going on in child's life, in our life, and also surrounding, whether he goes to temple, whether he goes to workplace, whether he goes to somewhere else, that name they are reciting. Of course, nowadays, it's a common practice that they shorten the name. Oh, somebody can't pronounce. But then the best thing is we give the spiritual name. That is related to Krishna, related to Balaram, related to the spiritual side. Because that will create impression for us and for everyone around. And that is the best example is, who is the best example? Huh? Ajamil, yes, Ajamil. He named his son Narayan. Right? Of course, he got that mercy through different sages who visited during that time, during the pregnancy. So he got that blessings, and then he named, actually that prostitute, named that Narayan. And now Ajamil is calling out Narayan, Narayan, Narayan all the time. And then finally he called out Narayan when he's about to leave the body. And then Vishnu Dutas came and he's saved. And he became pure devotee, right? So this is why this sanskar, name-giving ceremony is very important. And to do that, we need to invite highly elevated devotees. If we can't find them, then at least some devotee, whoever we can find, who is practicing nicely, right? Here he says, Gargamuni came. And therefore, you are naturally the spiritual master of every human being. This being so, since you have kindly come to my house, kindly execute the reformatory activities for my two sons. So it's interesting here. It says, Satakarma, okay, Brahmana. So what is the Brahmana's qualities? Brahmana's qualities, of course, we read from Bhagavad Gita. But the most important quality of Brahmana is Brahma Vidu. That is, he knows what is Brahman, what is self, and he knows what is the super self. So from that perspective, three castes are Brahmanas. What is that? Even Vaishyas, they go through this guru, they understand. Then Kshatriya, and then Brahmana. So those who are born in Brahmana, at least they are supposed to study the scriptures and become Brahma Vidu. No. And here Garga Muni was knowing this. And Prabhupada starts with, of course, Prabhupada started with 4 classes, Varnashram, that we will cover little later. The most important thing is, they are very much compassionate for all the living entities. Here he says, they are very much compassionate for, even the Brahmanas are compassionate. And then, what to speak of Vaishnavas? Prabhupada explains further that after Brahmana stage, we go to Vaishnava stage, right? So, Vaishnava is Paradukha Dukhi. And Prabhupada writes, if he is not a Vaishnava, he cannot take the position of a spiritual master. Somewhere he has written. What does it mean? So first, we have to become a good quality Brahmana. But then, if we come in the association of a pure devotee, like Srila Prabhupada and Parampara, what happens? They make us gradually, in their association, serving, we will gradually become Brahmana, but more than that, we will become Vaishnava. Because in the association, in the service of Vaishnava, we will become Vaishnava. And that's the purpose of our human life. Otherwise, he cannot take the position of a spiritual master. That means, better he engage his qualities of being Vaishnava and Brahmana in progressing Krishna consciousness for all the living entities. This is the highest thing. And then Prabhupada writes about Varnashram. So interestingly, why Prabhupada writes about Varnashram? Because when he saw the word Brahmana, and also when he saw this doing the great, here he says, because you are naturally inclined for the welfare of all living entities, right? Every human being. So Prabhupada related that to Varnashram system. Because if you see the Varnashram system, purpose of Varnashram system is not that we separate them, okay, you are Shudra, so you just go in hell, that way you just do the service. No, rather the purpose is, okay, we cultivate Krishna consciousness or we cultivate good qualities according to your guna and karma. And gradually, if you develop that good qualities, regardless of which birth you have taken, you will advance. Especially if you come across in the association of Vaishnava, then naturally you will surpass all these levels very quickly. And that's what happens in our ISKCON, All of a sudden, randomly we are we are loitering somewhere in the streets of Melbourne or somewhere else, and all of a sudden we come across in the association of devotees representing this lineage, Prabhupada, Parampara, and then they gradually guide us through SSR, through Bhagavad Gita, through Bhakti Sastri, and through the service. And gradually all our anarthas start going. So that means we are coming from a lower level to higher level. And then the highest level is, one day we become Vaishnava. At least before we die. Right? I was listening a class through Mayapur TV. Bhrugupati, Prabhu was, I think I forgot the second word. He gave a very nice class. You may find it, 1086 on Mayapur TV. A very young devotee, but the way the different topics he presented, so nice. Of course, here is mention about Varnashram system. Varnashram system we can consider as a hierarchy, but it's not that about hierarchy. Rather, it's about cultivating the spiritual nature of every living entity. According to the positions they have received, psychological position or the physical position they have received, the tendencies or the activities they are inclined to do. According to that, we are guiding them. So it's not about that, okay, I'm here on the top, then like a Brahmana and then I push you down. No, and you can't become. And that's what the purpose of this Varnashram system is. And the way he presented, he said, is about the form and substance, very, very important point. So we may have this system varnashram system, even in our society, and that is the structure, that is the form. But the substance is about our relationship, about our attitude, about our dealings, just like the way he welcomed Garga Muni. Those kind of spiritual sides or Vaishnava qualities, that is the substance. And when that substance meet the form, that is, we have proper hierarchy, and people who are in that hierarchy are loving and caring and compassionate for all the people who are dependent on them, and there is a mutual reciprocation. What will happen? Everyone's Krishna consciousness will flourish. And this is the purpose of our ISKCON, and this is the purpose of Prabhupada saying Varnashram system. It may not be possible that we can implement rigidly, just like we had in our Satyuga and Dwapar Yuga, other yugas. But in Kali Yuga, because quarrel is the tendency, whether it's in a family, even if two people are living together, even as a devotees, different opinions, and then we fight, we separate, and we have a chaos, right? So, that tendency, form and substance, we have to cultivate that. And that's what Prabhupada did, isn't it? Like, he encouraged devotee, he saw the tendency of each devotee, and according to that, and sometimes even beyond that, he said, okay, you do this, even though he may not have, and that is especially we can see our Srila Prabhupada write, Srila Prabhupada Leelamrit, who wrote? I forgot that. Sat Swarup Maharaj, yes. He personally felt so many times, Prabhupada, I'm not qualified. But Prabhupada said, no, you do this way. And finally, see, he was feeling so unqualified, and he got the mercy of describing and going through these, all the letters and all this, whatever Prabhupada has written, and the interviews and everything, and then he presents this wonderful book, Srila Prabhupada Leelamrit. See? So this is the quality we want to develop. That both ways, whatever qualities we have, we utilize, and that is within this Varnashram system. And sometimes we don't have these qualities, we still do as a service. So we come out from that thinking that I can't do it. We depend on Guru and Krishna, we can do it. And the final point Prabhupada writes is about becoming a Vaishnava. Becoming a Vaishnava. Brahmana becomes Vaishnava. After one becomes a Brahmana, the next stage of development in human society is to become a Vaishnava. People in general must be guided to the destination or goal of life. Therefore, they must understand Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Krishna's another name is Vishnu. So here we are talking about Krishna. Right? So this is the point. And fortunately, if somehow or other we are in this society and somehow or other we are trying to become Vaishnava, then let us not lose that focus. Let us just remain here, because this is the highest goal of our life, that we become a Vaishnava. And Prabhupada writes, people in general must be guided. And they must be guided. That means, how we can guide? If we can become like that. First, we have to become like that. That is, we try to become Vaishnava, and then we can guide others to become Vaishnava. First, we chant Hare Krishna, we serve nicely, we follow our rules and regulations, we cultivate a serving mood, and then we have a nice friendly relationship with each other, and then we can bring others into this whole family. And that way, the whole society will be flourishing with Krishna consciousness. So here it says, Prabhupada writes, thus the Krishna conscious movement affords an opportunity to develop the right destination or destiny for human society. Nanda Maharaj took advantage of the opportunity of Garga Muni's presence by requesting him to perform the necessary reformatory activities for his sons, to guide them towards the destination of life. So this is what we take the advantage of. Here we can welcome Prabhupada and Guru Parampara. Just like Nanda Maharaj is welcoming Garga Muni, who is very thorough with the spiritual science, with the sanskara science, with the astrology. The same way Prabhupada and Guru Parampara, this movement is very thorough with the Vedic scriptures. Right? We have Bhagavad Gita as it is, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. Prabhupada has written so much, tirelessly. So if we take the advantage of this, especially now we have the marathon going on, special marathon. So if we take the advantage of reading, accepting, following and distributing, then we will see the change. We will get the blessings just like Nanda Maharaj received. So with that, I stop here. It's 8:25. If any questions or comment or corrections. No question? Okay.
Krishna Prabhu, thank you for the nice class. Prabhu, you were talking about samskars. So I wanted to ask, are samskars something material or spiritual? And when...
Sorry, can you please repeat your question?
Are samskars something material or are they spiritual? I mean, when we do a devotional service, does that create samskars in us that stay with the soul? Or is that something extra we should do along the side?
Very good. So again, this is based on my understanding and also is in line with the class I was hearing of that Prabhu, and also I heard couple of classes. So what's the name? Bira Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Yes, I heard his class as well. So of course the day-to-day what we are doing as a devotional service, that is also creating impressions, right? Because the way, the more nicer we do, the deeper the impressions go in our heart. So even our day-to-day devotional service is creating, just like having darshan of Radha Vallabha, that is creating a deep impression even in the heart. Oh wow, such a beautiful form I have seen. So when we go out in the world, a beautiful woman or beautiful handsome person is walking by, we will not care. Of course, we will care them as a person, but not for our sense gratification. Rather, we will see the beauty of Radha Vallabha. So that impression is helping us, right? So that is one thing. And now the second part of the question was that these impressions or these sanskara. So yes, these impressions are happening, at least even as a practicing devotee, is happening all the time. But specifically some ceremonies are making that impression much deeper and stronger. Just like Garbhadan Sanskar. So even the child is coming out, he will not know, but the parents will know. And during these sanskaras, the recitation of Vedic mantras are there. Especially Prabhupada has recommended for us Hare Krishna, right? So that means that impression is happening. A child also, like Prahlad Maharaj, he was in the womb and he received that sanskara because, what's his name? Narada Muni. He is narrating Bhagavatam, he is narrating about Krishna, right? But then certain sanskaras we do it nicely, like birth ceremony, then name giving, then this another I can think of is this Yagnopavit when we are children, right? I mean, when I was 7 years old, it happened with me. Of course, I didn't know, but I know something nice happened, right? All the family members came and priest was there and he was chanting some mantras. Then we have, next is, of course, sometimes like going to university, Vidya, and then getting married, Vivaha Sanskar. Then Before that, we may have that initiation sanskar as well. Like spiritual master comes, right? We do it on the top. And then finally, the final, even griha pravesh, we do that. And then finally is deha, that is deha ant. That ceremony is also, of course, we will not know, but others will know. Because we are chanting the holy name of the Lord, during even those ceremonies, that impression is going there. And that is making us more spiritual rather than material. So it depends on how we take it, these sanskaras. They are not material, because otherwise Nanda Maharaj would not welcome Garga Muni. This is not material, rather this is spiritual. Right? Thank you for your nice question, as usual. Any other question, comments, correction? No? Thank you so much. Granthra Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki jai, Gurudev ki jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, my Lord.
Antaranam Kandar Bhako Vikamaniya Vishesha Shobha Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Jami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Jami Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Jami Angani Yasa Sakalen Priya Priti Manti Vasyanti Panti Kayanti Chiram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Jami 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 Govindam Adi
Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavanshan Shri Rupam Sakrajatam Sahagana Raghunathantam Swam Sajivam Shadaitam Savadhutam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanitanstam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivedanta Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivedanta Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivedanta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,